Who that nation, man? Back at y'all in the episode again, man. This is No Cap, No Filter Saints. I'm your host, Marley G. We got another special guest on the show. We got my boy Devin, aka Hold the Mayo, aka Snow, man. How you doing, Devin, bro?
I'm doing fantastic, bro. I'm coming to you live and present from Gulf Shores, Alabama.
On vacation right now. The man is working. The man is working while he's on vacation, man. Speaking of you working, man, tell the people what you got going on right now, man. I see the Abita Beer thing you're doing. I see the Respect Your Body thing, man. Tell the people more about that.
Yeah, hey, I just released a beer. It's from Abita. It's Respect Your Body Light. It's like a blueberry beer, but it's not too blueberry. It's just a hint of blueberry. But yeah, man, just did that. It sold out. So we're excited about that. We're going to keep trying to sell it. And other than that, bro, I'm getting ready for Saint season. You could just feel it in the neighborhood. You could feel it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just ready, bro. I'm ready to get into the season and start taking phone calls and listening to what people got to say. And then, of course, seeing what the product is.
You going to try to get that in the dome? Or?
Yeah, I'm going to try to get in there a few times. I'm always trying to get in the dome, dude. One of the biggest blessings of my life is I've been able to get in the dome pretty much a lot of my life,
I was talking about the beer.
Oh, no, we got a ways to go. I mean, I'm hopeful, but we got a ways to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely try out the beer. The last beer I tried was the Juvie Juice because I don't really drink beer, but I always try to support my people. So I'll definitely give it a try. It's just funny because your name is Hold the Mayo. What if you had like a Mayo contract? Would you be open to it?
Oh, I'm sponsored by Blue Plate. I don't even eat mayo, and I'm sponsored by Blue Plate because it made too much sense. It just I can't even explain it other than it just makes sense. Even though I don't eat mayo, I'm Hold the Mayo, so. That's how I pitched it to him 2 years ago. I was like, "Hey, y'all should definitely link up."
Yeah, well, it's all about marketing, man. But I'm glad to see you doing your thing, man. I'm glad to see you enjoying the fruits of your labor on vacation right now, still working. You're getting these sponsorship deals. We done seen you came from where you was at with the videos to where you at now, man, and it's all paying off, man. I'm glad to see you doing your thing, my brother.
Hey, likewise, bro. I'm always keeping up. You know what I'm saying? Especially with local Twitter. That's my favorite thing to look at.
Yeah, local Twitter, man. Speaking of local Twitter, a lot of people has been talking about Spence Rattler. We're gonna go ahead on and get into him because I think the last time we did our show, it was before we had Spence Rattler. It was before the draft. So, what's your take on the whole Jake Hanna Spence Rattler battle right now in OTAs? Right now, Spence Rattler is going through the motion, what it seems like, and everybody was just building him up with so much hype. But I wasn't building him up with hype like how people thinking. I was just building him up. He's just the future. It's just something fun to talk about. But I'm not just putting high expectation levels on this kid like our Patrick Mahomes or CJ Stroud just out the gate. I'm not doing that. I actually want him to sit down and wait for like 2 years before he could come in and start being a starter. But other than that, I would like him to make mistakes and take risks right now during OTAs. This is the best time to do all that.
Yeah, I think the main thing is it's just a fun thing to talk about. Yeah. Because we got a quarterback that, and I don't care what anybody says on the internet. 90% of the fan base don't fuck with this dude. Like, period. They just don't. You know what I'm saying? That's based off of his prior performance last year. That's just is what it is. It's nothing more than that. It's nothing more. Everything Derek Carr talks about, like in press conference, all stuff. Hey, is it the most entertaining stuff? No. Does it aggravate me? Yes. Can you call me a hater? Sure. I'm a hater because what I saw last year, it just wasn't it, and I don't want to hear about the last 6 games. So when you draft a guy like Spencer Rattler, the fan base is going to be hype about it because you got somebody that could potentially test this dude. Now, we already seeing, because I listened to WWL yesterday and they were talking about, the OTAs and who was performing, et cetera, et cetera. Jake Hanna is miles ahead of Spencer Rattler. You know what I'm saying? They already saying it. They already saying Spencer Rattler's throwing the ball too high, whoop-de-whoop. But Derek Carr, he's got to play good this year. I don't care who it is that predecesses him. He's got to play good this year If not, bro, guess what? We get to walk away from this. We'll be all right, all that. But as far as Spencer Rattler goes, I think it's just a good conversation piece. It's fun. The kid's confident. You know what I'm saying? Like, people who follow Spencer Rattler know that this dude, he walk around with a little swag on him, got a little attitude on him, all that stuff. And that's all stuff we love to see. Somebody behind Derek Carr could potentially, you just never know. I don't think it's going to be this year. I don't think it's going to be any time. I think you're right, probably like 2 years, if he can even make it. It really reminds me of the Ian Book situation, except, man, I just pray to God he's better than Ian Book.
Well, I just think Ian Book, I just think that dude had just lost a ton of confidence coming into that Miami Dolphins game. We had players that was injured. We had players that was out due to COVID. We literally was signing players off the street the day before or something like that. Like, it was just a crazy game just to begin with that just doesn't happen too often in the league. But, I'm team Spence Rattler. I love Jake Haener. I'm not saying that I just want Spence to beat Jake just because I hate Jake, or I just don't think Jake is capable. But if you take these guys and develop them into starting caliber quarterbacks, I just think that Spence has more upside just because of arm talent and because the mobility factor. Now, Jake, he has that IQ and he has that will to win. But, it's just something about those other intangibles that you just can't teach with the arm factor and the mobility that, a guy like Spence has the edge to me.
Yeah, and Haener is more like, it kind of reminds me more of like a Brock Purdy type, right? Not saying that he's nowhere near close, but he could, he could probably run the offense. I heard him talk yesterday on the radio, and he was saying, this is way better, talking about the new offense. He was saying this is way better because, when I came in, it's different. Drew Brees, he had been running this offense since 2006. You know what I'm saying? And that's easy for him to grasp because it was Drew's offense. I mean, the whole offense. But when you bring a guy like Jake Haener, Spencer Rattler, even Derek Carr in that, they're not going to pick that shit up as quick as Drew Brees did. It's just facts.
The damn playbook was that thick, like the yellow pages. Motherfucker was like the yellow pages. So I just think it's a QB-friendly offense because it's an easier, a simpler offense to understand. Plus, it's just more motions and play actions and a lot of stuff is just based around what the defense is looking like and just telegraphing with the how can you attack the defense and a lot of stuff that's dealing with the running back. So it's a quarterback friendly offense, and I just think that that'll be easier for a lot of younger guys to grasp. Even we had vets coming to this team saying that the offense was kind of hard to grasp because it was just so many different variations of plays and motion, not plays and motion, but plays and just the calls themselves with guys like Emmanuel Sanders couldn't really pick up on it as fast. And even Alvin Kamara rookie year, he was looking good, but he didn't totally grasp it until like week 16. So he was just winning out there on talent alone. But I just think that, Klint Kubiak, he's going to bring a different culture to the team. He's holding people accountable from what we're saying. But if he has leadership traits, and if he has traits that men can look to him towards, a leader like, I think Dennis Allen probably be watching out for his job because let's just say the offense does improve, was not saying much because the offense was so dreadful from last year. But let's just say it improves from the looks of things, the offense is just not the problem that we start losing games. I think Dennis Allen he's going to be in between a rock and a hard place because then the organization going to have to come up with a decision. Do we keep Dennis Allen or do we let this Klint Kubiak guy go and he potentially goes to another team and get a head coaching job? Like, which one do we want?
And it's going to eventually happen. I mean, his last name's Kubiak, dude. I mean, this dude's going to be a coach one day. But, before we even get to that, let's just see what's up, bro, because he's got a lot of work to do, dude. Like, I imagine working with Derek Carr is not easy. You know what I'm saying? Because Derek's cocky, bro. Like,
but that's gonna be his pitches, like his agent.
Yeah.
Like if he could fix Derek Carr, just like the offensive coordinator fixed Geno Smith, the guy who's fixed Baker
Seattle,
Mayfield. Yeah, like if you could fix these guys, that's like more of a credit to you. It's just easy to come up in there and be the offensive coordinator when Eric Bieniemy leaves, and then you still is the coordinator for Patrick Mahomes. But if you're fixing a guy like Derek Carr, Baker Mayfield, Geno Smith, Jameis Winston, these guys who've been kind of struggling, then that's more credit to you. So if Klint Kubiak could come in and get this thing rolling, make Alvin Kamara look like the old Alvin Kamara of old, because I don't think he's washed up by any stretch of the imagination.
No, he was not used correctly last year.
No. A lot of people wasn't, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, but definitely Alvin. You know what I'm saying? I'll never forget that game, bro, as long as I live. Where Alvin Kamara had, this is last year, where Alvin Kamara had, I think it was like 8 receptions or 9 receptions, and it was minus 17 yards. I'll never forget that as long as I live, because that is the most unacceptable. Like, you want to talk about firing somebody? In my opinion, somebody should have been fired right then and there. You should never let Alvin Kamara have that means that you throwing a lot of balls in the backfield, just saying, hey, I don't even care where this goes. I'm just getting rid of it.
Well, to me, that was another mistake by Dennis Allen. Once again, another huge mistake. Like, why would you play Derek Carr right after the Green Bay game? And I think leading up to that game, that he wasn't practicing all week. And then he practiced like the day before, and now they saying, oh yeah, he's going to be the starter for next week. When you literally had Jameis right there. You literally made the same mistake the year before when you had a healthy Andy Dalton, but you still roll out Jameis in 2 division games back to back. And Jameis would have had that same, revenge factor to get revenge on the Bucs. And I think he would have probably beat the Bucs in the dome. But instead, Carr got hurt in Green Bay game. He actually went to the hospital too, so he was hurt. He actually went to the
it was hospital. Like the way that they were taught. I remember the way they told me, was like, this was a serious injury. Next thing you know, 4 days later, it's like, oh yeah, he's playing. I'm like,
another mistake by Dennis Allen. You seen this guy through this whole week. Y'all evaluated him, and y'all know he wasn't healthy enough to go play. He couldn't throw the ball. That's why Alvin Kamara caught all these balls in the backfield, and then that was Alvin Kamara's first game back. So of course they're going to try to use him and try to implement him into the game, but. That's also plays into the Bucs, because Alvin Kamara, he's good, but historically he hasn't had his best game against the Bucs because those linebackers are so fast. So it was a lot, man.
Yeah, Devin White and shit, they've always given him trouble. Yeah. I mean, because they physical, bro. They lay some licks on Kamara.
Okay, so let's get into the offensive line. Like, we got the Fuaga guy, right tackle, switched him to left tackle. We got Penning, 3rd year, left tackle, switch to right tackle.
Fresh start Penning. This is fresh start Penning. That's what Dennis Allen is saying.
Hey, I'm gonna say it here. Like, I've always been a Jake Haener fan. I've always been a Trevor Penning fan. I when we first drafted Penning, I wanted us to get a guard. But when we got Penning, I was thinking that they were gonna put Ram on the left side and put Penning on the right side. I didn't want Penning on Derek Carr's blind side. Derek Carr is already a mid quarterback. He's already going to be trying to learn a hard system to learn and pick up. And you're going to put a guy that's raw talent on his left side, on his blind side. That was a mistake to begin with. I wanted us to get a guard or put Penning at the right tackle position. So now he's going to be at the right tackle position. At least if he get beat, Derek Carr can see that guy coming. Like, it's better than him being on the left side. That's what I think got going. But, we have Nick Saldivera. He's going to be competing for the guard position. What do you think is going on with the offensive line? Not to mention Ramczyk, he's still up in the air with his health.
Yeah, I mean, but it also feels like Ramczyk's going to go. As far as like he's going to go he's going to roll this season. So, because I haven't heard anything. Remember what the narrative was like a couple months ago? They were like, oh yeah, well, we don't know what's really going to happen with Ramczyk, et cetera, et cetera. I ain't really heard much in the last couple months, so it kind of feels like he's just going to play. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't.
If he could play and Penning could be that backup guy, then I'm all for it. But I honestly feel like Ramczyk, he probably should just really look at his options, because that injury that he's going to be playing through, it can't be repaired. It can't be fixed. He just got to go play through it. I don't know if he could injure it even more, but he's still going to have a life outside of football.
He got to hurry. He got to hurry up and figure it out. I mean, dude, we in June. We can't do another Olin Cruz.
And then I believe if he played like another year or two, I think that he is going to get more like after retirement or something like that, like more from his payment. So maybe money is something we got to look at too. So, it's a
Yeah, I
whole lot.
mean,
But
as far as the O-line though, bro, like, I don't think that our O-line was. Don't get me wrong; it had its bad moments. I don't think it was horrible. I think that what was going on was Carl was holding the ball, bro. Like that's what I saw. He was holding the ball. Now towards the end of the season, it got better. You know what I'm saying? I like Saldivari. He's a young guy. I'm cool with starting him. McCoy, obviously, Ruiz, whatever. I mean, I can't say that Cesar Ruiz played any worse last year than he has in the previous years. So let's ride. So it really just comes down to Pennon and what Pennon's gonna do. You would pray, bro, that Fulaga is worth that pick. Because I said it, bro. That's like buying a washing machine, bro. Like, nobody was jumping up in the air about it, but like we knew that we needed it. You know what I'm saying? You got to get it. So
I wanted him from the start.
Yeah, like you knew. Even though in my head I'm sitting there watching Brock Bowers just fall. I'm like, bro, like I know what they're gonna do. Even if Brock Bowers is there, I know what they're gonna do because I know what we need. You know what I'm saying? Like if we would have went through that draft and not gotten a dude like Fulaga, then we look super suspect. You know what I'm saying? Especially with Derek Carr behind center, bro. You have to protect this dude, overprotect him. To be honest with you,
I think that kid is. I think he's foolproof. I think he's a safe pick. I think he's gonna do just fine. If he struggles, I feel like the only reason he's might have a little struggle is because he's at left tackle now. But other than that, skill wise, I think he has the talent. Mentality wise, I think he has the right mindset. Like I just think he got that dog in him. We all know what his heritage is. Like,
Samoans.
Yes, though he's Samoan, so we ain't got to worry about him being a guy that's not tough or mentally tough. Like they just don't even allow that in their culture.
Right.
So I really feel like we really gonna be good with him. Like he's a real safe pick. I feel good about our first 3 picks. I feel good about him.
Oh, yeah.
I feel good about Kool-Aid. He's another guy who has that dog in him. He's another guy who has that mentality that we just wish that Zion and Brandon Ingram have. Like sometimes it's not about talent. Sometimes it's just about the mentality you have. Josh Hart. I said it on the last stream. Josh Hart, he's not a guy that's going to have a lot of all-star appearances, but he's a guy that everybody would like to play with and play for because he just has that dog mentality. You just need guys on your team like that. Like it's without a shadow of doubt in my mind. If Zion had the same mentality as Anthony Edwards or Brandon Ingram had the same mentality as Anthony Edwards, we would have made the playoffs these last 2-3 years, even with the injuries that we had, because that mentality would have made up for some of them losses in those close games at the end.
Yeah, it's true, bro. And just talking about the Pelicans real quick, and Zion looked like he was starting to get it. Like he really looked like he was starting to get that killer's mentality, right? And it's just unfortunate with that, but it's so true, bro. Like sometimes it ain't about talent, bro. Sometimes it's just about heart, bro. Like how much heart do you have, bro? How much do you love this game?
Heart and being a good teammate.
Yeah, like shit like that. And yeah, dude, I find more often than not lately, some of these players we got in New Orleans, they ain't got that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what happened. I don't know if obviously it's got to be something to do with coaching. Because it starts from there, bro. Like, I hate to always go back to Sean Payton, but it's like this shit was never talked about when Sean Payton was the coach. We never sat here talking about, who has heart and none of that.
They're gonna go out there and they're gonna leave it out there on the line. The only time I think we had like a bad stint with Sean Payton was those 79 years, and the defense just had no talent, and he had just bad locker room people like Junior Gillette, guys like that, But other than that, once Sean Payton instilled that culture, it was a wrap. And the guy, he might have been an asshole, but he knew how to win. Same thing with Michael Jordan. Same thing with Kobe Bryant. Same thing with Bill Belichick. At the end of the day, if you get those winning results, none of that matters. Now, you can't be an asshole and can't win. That's just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, and motherfuckers who are great and love what they do, they assholes about it. Let me tell you why. Because you're never gonna be great just taking your foot off the pedal or like joking around or like you gotta be serious. And guess what? So many people are gonna be like, man, why are you so serious? Oh, why are you such an asshole? Blah 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 blah. No, y'all just ain't as serious. You know, that's all it is, bro. Like, so I just wish Dennis Allen would really embrace what Saints fans are saying about him, what Derek Carr, what Saint, dude, it's not that we want you to do bad. We don't want you to do bad. We want you to do great. Like somebody commented the other day, oh, I don't want to see Snow Lake John in the Superdome if Derek Carr has a good seat. First of all, motherfucker, the internet ain't that powerful the way you could just get on there and type that, oh, I don't want this guy in the Superdome. That don't work like that. Okay. I'm calling it the same way that 90-something% of Saints fans are calling it, bro. Like, my bad. You know what I'm saying? They should embrace that. Players should embrace that. Tracy Porter told me on a podcast one time, dude, if the Saints fans are down on you, you shouldn't take it offensively. You should take that as, hey, man, like they want me to be great and I need to do better.
Yeah, man. So, like when it comes to the defensive side of the ball, we got Chase Young.
Oh, man.
I feel like if we could get at least 8 sacks out of him, that'll be a good season. If you could get double digits, even better. But the neck surgery, that was a pretty big deal. Like, we have that going for us. That's still a question mark. We still have a question mark about Marshawn Lattimore. Will he be traded or not? I don't care what they say right now. If an offer comes that they can't refuse before that deadline, especially depending on how the team is looking, they're going to, exhaust all options to see what's going to be best for the team moving forward in their eyes. And we have guys like Alante Taylor. He still got to find his footing. Like, will he be on the outside? Will he be in the slot? Will he be at safety? Maybe we don't know. It seems like they're not really pursuing safety like Justin Simmons. They're still pretty high on Howden. They're still pretty high on Tyrann Mathieu from the seasons he produced these last 2 seasons. So, how you feel about the defense? We got a lot of guys like Willie Gay, Brian Brzee in his second year. Like, what do you think about the defense?
I like all that. I mean, dude, I love Brzee. When Brzee got drafted, I was like, damn, because they cut straight to the highlight tape, and they're like, yeah, he's dealing with injuries. Motherfucker had a knee brace on. I'll never forget that. And I was like, damn. I was like, here we go. No, bro, this dude can play, right? Willie Gay. Dude, I've heard 0 bad things about Willie Gay, whether it's from down here with the Saints or people in Kansas City. They love him in Kansas City. They love Willie Gay. So that's telling you right there, this dude's probably getting to the quarterback. You see what I'm saying? I really think Willie Gay will have a good season. Now, one thing I'll say about Dennis Allen, bro, anytime he talks about a guy, he talks about it like it's a big project. Stop it. That mentality pisses me off, bro. You got a guy in Willie Gay. He's not a rookie. Okay? He's done played with the Chiefs. They done won Super Bowls. So when motherfuckers ask you about Willie Gay, don't say he's got a learning curve and all this other shit and blah, 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 blah. Bro, everybody that we get our hands on ain't a project. So stop looking at it that way. Understand that you got a player and let's play. That's one thing about Dennis Allen, bro. He like to drag everything out.
Who do you think wins that linebacker position?
Huh?
Who do you think wins that linebacker battle?
Well, I mean, can you put them on either side? You see what I'm saying? I don't know.
You only run 2 linebacker sets.
Yeah, okay, then, I mean, he's going to come in on packages. But still, that's effective. Yeah. To me, that's effective. Because Werner's in the play, right? So, and Werner's done, don't get me wrong, Werner didn't have a great season last season, but he ain't done enough to where he ain't going to be out there in that role. You see what I'm saying? And then DeMario, I see maybe a slight drop-off, but not enough to – you know what I'm saying? DeMario's still DeMario. He's still a leader. Look at him the other day talking about the OTAs. Hey, man, I bet you the Chiefs, when they go to OTAs, I bet you they got 100% people showing up, and that's why they went in the Super Bowl. That's a leader, dude. To just say something like that, that's a leader. I think Willie Gay's a great addition. I think you got to utilize him because what did we not do that great last year? Cam Jordan only had 2 sacks. You know what I'm saying? That's unacceptable. I don't care what you did the last however many years. 2 sacks, that's That's brutal, bro. Especially a year after we had to go watch Marcus Davenport get a half a sack.
I mean, I think we have a lot of talent on the defense, but we still have a lot of question marks. Like, can we turn around this pass rush? Can we stop the run? Can we stop the mobile quarterback? Like, those are three things. I'm not worried about the secondary. I'm the biggest Dennis Allen hater, but the only thing I always give him credit for is the secondary. No matter what, I think the secondary be fine. That's why I feel like they don't really – it's not a big deal to them if they lose Marshawn, to them, because they feel like, okay, we still got Kool-Aid, we still got a Depot, we still got Alontae Taylor. But, it's still a question mark with these guys because Alontae Taylor is saying that, oh, he doesn't want to play safety. He doesn't want to play this. Meanwhile, you got Taysom Hill. He's willing to play everything. So it's like, okay, when you're looking at a guy say what you don't want to do, and this guy right here is willing to do everything, okay, you got question marks there with Alontae Taylor. Meanwhile, you got Tyrann Mathieu. He's getting up in age. And then on top of that, you got a Debo. This dude is going to want to get paid. So now you have a decision, man. Do we pay this dude all this money because he really played above his expectation of who we did? And if you just see the contract that Snead had got from the Titans, like he got broke off, and he's much older than a Debo. So I'm imagining a Debo agent will be fighting for a big contract like that, because I seen it on Matt Moscana's show and they was talking about it. So they really have some big question marks and things that they gotta see how they want to attack this secondary. But I think the secondary, no matter what, is going to be good. My focus is, can you stop the run? Because we thought Nathan Shepard and Colin Sanders was going to come here and stop the run, and just like how Willie Gay, we seen him with the Chiefs. We have all these high expectations with Colin Sanders, but he didn't really do much to me. I think Malcolm Roach played the best before he got hurt.
He did.
We couldn't stop the run. We still couldn't stop the mobile quarterback, a la Josh Dobbs. So it's just like, man, we still got to figure out how to do these things. Dennis Allen has to figure that out, because if we can't stop the run, we can't make a team one-dimensional. If we can't make a team one-dimensional, you're not that good of a defense.
And you're going to get tested with them mobile quarterbacks this year too.
We're going to get tested with starting quarterbacks.
Yeah. You kind of had it easy last year.
Even we had it easy before those starting quarterbacks was hurt. But once they got hurt, that's even easier. So that 9-8 to me is nowhere near as impressive than Sean Payton's 9-8.
Correct.
He had to deal with that year. But a lot of people say, "Oh, the schedule don't matter. There's no such thing as an easy schedule." Bullshit. It's a reason why you're giving us 2 wins against the Carolina Panthers. It's a reason why you're doing that. So make no mistake about it. Who you play matters. We seen it 2 years ago with the Vikings. They won like double-digit games, but all their game, I ain't gonna say all, but a lot was by the hair of their ass, even by some poor teams. And we said they're going to get exposed in the playoffs. And what happened? Their ass got exposed in the playoffs. So to me, strength of schedule does matter. I don't care what anybody say, because you have to be battle tested. You have to see where your measuring stick at.
Yeah, and there's always 2 ways to look at it. There's a way to look at the schedule before the season, and then shit changes during the season. So like you said last year, we had a few games where, dude, they were definite. The Josh Dobbs game, bro, that should have never happened, right? Like I shouldn't have woke up the next day and saw this motherfucker on Good Morning America. Like that's how bad the Saints do sometimes. To where they'll take a dude like Josh Dobbs, he does so good, he's on Good Morning America the next day.
And then 2 weeks later, back on the bench. That was the game right there where I said, okay, I had an epiphany. I just said we're not going to win anything of significance as long as Dennis Allen the head coach. That was the game right there. I wanted us to lose so we could possibly get fired. I ain't much gonna lie. I wanted us to lose so he could possibly get fired. The same way those Chargers fans wanted, the same way those Raiders fans wanted, the same way those Falcons fans wanted. They got their new head coach. They got their future coming in, and they're excited about it. And that's what I wanted to happen. Now this season, going into the season, I'm gonna just sit back and watch. If they start winning, then okay, I'm not going to get what I want, so I might as well root for them to win. But if they start losing, I'm going to be rooting for them to lose. So Dennis Allen get fired. Maybe Klint Kubiak come in and be the interim head coach. And if he could get things back on track, and even if we could win about 8-9 games, that's a successful season to me. But I got us going 8-9 anyway. What do you predict us?
I mean, it's gonna be between 7 and 9 wins to me.
That's exactly what I got. I think 7 is the floor and 9 is the ceiling.
Yeah, because it's just gonna come down to like those games like last year. Okay, like the game like the Packers game. Are you gonna win that type game this year? The game like the Vikings game, you got a basically a mulligan. You know what I'm saying? The way you got a game in the way you got a dude who got no business being the quarterback. You're gonna get those games again this year. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna happen once, twice, to where you gotta win that game. You can't let it do Good Morning America, bro. You gotta step up and win those games. So that's the difference. And guess what? Maybe you could win a game that nobody expects you to win. That's 3 more wins per se that you could have that could bring you to 10 wins. Let's just see what kind of football team we're working with. You know what kind of teams win those type of games? Good football teams.
Yeah, man. Like Dennis Allen in his career, since with the Saints, I don't think we ever beat a winning team with their starting quarterback, except when he was the head coach when Sean Payton was out there that 1 year that I think had got him the head coaching job to begin with when we beat the Bucs. But other than that, we never beat a winning team. Like we never beat a winning team with their starting quarterback. Yeah, we beat the Eagles, but they didn't have Jalen Hurts. Like
didn't have him. Yeah.
You know, when we played the Rams, everybody showed that the difference in the coaching. You know. Just got outcoached and outplayed. Derek Carr got outplayed by Matt Stafford. Dennis Allen got outcoached by Sean McVay. It just showed the difference of levels. And I feel like Klint Kubiak, he definitely going to have to come up in here and really help out a lot of things. And a lot of fans' logic, especially the optimistic fans. I was an optimistic fan myself. I was the guy when we got Dennis Allen. I was giving him a fair shot. I said, man, he's going to bring a grit to this team. He's going to bring a defensive, we're going to be physical. We too finesse with Sean Payton. It's going to be a new culture. I was just ready. Even though I think that I wanted Doug Peterson, but I felt like Dennis Allen, he deserved the job because if you're a good coordinator, you deserve to be a head coach. So I was like, okay, well, he deserved to be the head coach, even though I wanted Doug Peterson, and I gave him a fair shot. Things didn't go right. I said, okay, well, he didn't have his quarterback in Jameis Winston. I'm a strong believer in you need your quarterback. So when we got Derek Carr, I'm like, okay, maybe we could work this out.
Same.
Matt Moscona was saying, man, this is Dennis Allen and Derek Carr, man. The quarterback head coach combo makes the difference in the NFL. And I was on his comments saying, nah, man, this is his guy, man. He's going to have the defense. And Derek Carr, he's going to have the offense and we're going to be good. But, man, it don't work like that in football.
Yeah, and it's not – and I'm with you, bro. I felt the same exact way. Like, I'm with you, bro. And it's not like we were sitting there thinking, oh, hey, Derek Carr got to be this crazy superstar quarterback. No, we were like, hey, we just got this guy, and this guy's going to keep us going to the playoffs.
I would think he was going to be our Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford left an organization in Detroit, went to the Rams, a better organization, and they in the playoffs. I was thinking that was going to be like us, but it don't work like that. Sometimes, dog, you are who you are, and just the fact of the matter is Matt Stafford is a good quarterback. Not an elite one, but a damn good one. Derek Carr is a mid quarterback, and Dennis Allen is a bad head coach. So I don't care what you put around these guys, it's not going to work to me. Like, I think Philly head coach, I don't think he's good. But what made them get to the Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts played an MVP caliber year. Nobody seen that coming. And they had a damn good offensive line. Plus, they had culture and all that with C.D. Deuce and all these guys in the locker room. And they were just having fun with so many different Pro Bowl players. That's the only difference between us and the Eagles when it comes to their head coach. I don't think Derek Carr is going to play at an MVP level. And I think a lot of people that's like the optimistic fans, they're looking at it like, okay, we won 9 games last year. I don't care how we won them. We won them. We won 9 games. That was one more game less than double-digit wins. And we won 9 games with a bad offensive coordinator and Pete Carmichael. Klint Kubiak guaranteed to get us at least 2-3 more wins. So they're looking at, okay, if we won 9 games, we're guaranteed at least 11, maybe 12 games. I don't look at it like that. I look at it like we only won those 9 games because we played that schedule and we played those injured backup quarterback. So
yeah,
if we would have played the starters, we wouldn't have won 9 games. We probably would have won 7. So let's just say if we was to win about 7 this year, I think Klint Kubiak could get us 2 more games. So to me, I think we could win 9 games. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, and then it's also just showing up in those division games too. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get tested with Kirk Cousins. I don't care what nobody says, bro. Kirk Cousins, he coming to throw the football, dude.
Gunslinger.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be there. So how are you going to do against Atlanta? How are you going to play against Tampa? Because last year, the first game, I'll never forget it, bro. We could not score. All we could do was kick field goals.
Well, that's because Derek Carr was injured. Like, I don't really put any stock into that first game. I think it was because of Derek Carr was injured and he should have never played. That's just me. Because we seen what happened when we went to the Bucs house.
Yeah.
So the Bucs, they're a good team, but they're not just I think we could definitely I think we're going to split with Atlanta. We're going to split with the Bucs. And I think we're going to sweep Carolina. That's how I think it's going to be with the division.
Yeah. And I think that's going to bring us too close for comfort. You see what I'm saying? I think you have to sweep the Bucs, and you got to sweep, obviously, Carolina. If you won one with Atlanta, no problem. But I'm just saying, bro, like, this ain't going to be as easy as we might think it, because now you got Kirk Cousins in that. And Kirk Cousins knows how to operate an offense, bro. So, the Saints ain't going to be able to kick all them field goals this year, dude. How many games did we see last year where all they did was kick field goals? Dude, it was dreadful. One game, I literally clipped nothing but field goals while I was there, dude. It was just nothing but field goals. And I'm like, bro, this is miserable. This is miserable. You can't win games like that, dude.
Well, I think Klint Kubiak definitely going to help out with the red zone. Like, we was getting in the red zone and not getting touchdowns. That was the problem. Like,
right.
We was getting down there, and once we get down there, the cost stall out. So
we also weren't being aggressive. So I remember a lot of situations the way it was fourth down, short, or if it was third down, they didn't really try to get the first down because they just wanted to kick the field goal. Get that shit out of here, dude.
And that's gonna be interesting too, like the kicking battle, like the punter, the kicker, like Groupie and what's the punter name?
Headley.
Groupie and Headley, like they got competition coming in.
Yeah, they do.
So I feel like that's another thing that people wasn't talking about, like the special teams unit. Like, yeah, we still got to fix this because kicking matters, punting matters. Like, guys were getting good position because Headley couldn't punt the ball right.
Yep.
So that's a big part of football that people don't really talk about. Yeah, we got good coverage, but kick the ball before the coverage.
When you only pay $500 to get a punter down here from Australia, you can't expect. I'm just saying, bro. Like, this dude was doing tattoos and construction. I don't even know how we found this dude, to be honest with you. Mickey Loomis, bro. He a budget motherfucker, bro. He'll find, what I'm saying? He'll find a motherfucker for a few $100s, and that's what we did. We didn't take it seriously, and it showed, bro. This dude had
no replacement guy.
Yeah,
remember that movie, The Replacements?
Yeah.
They got that foreign kicker.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the dude had no hang time. He looked like a middle school punter, bro. I mean, let's just be honest, And Groupie started missing kicks too. So look, man, you want to talk about matters? That definitely matters, bro. You can't be missing. If you're gonna kick, don't be missing them. Like, if you're gonna punt, don't punt a 28-yard punt.
Right. Let's talk about the receiving corps for a minute. We got Chris Olave. He's going into his third year, 2 back-to-back 1,000-yard receiving with bad quarterback play.
Yeah.
Go ahead on and say it. Bad quarterback play. In my opinion, I think he's wide receiver 1, but I don't think he's that wide receiver 1 that you could just for sure count on. And just that dog, like
he's like Devontae Smith.
That's what I've been saying that. I think he's a Devontae Smith. Is a Devontae Smith good? Sure, but it's a difference when you bring in that dog with AJ Brown, Tyler Lockett. Is Tyler Lockett good? Yes, but it's a difference when you bring in that dog and DK. Brandon Cooks. Is Brandon Cooks good? Yes, but it's a difference when you bring in that dog and Michael Thomas. Right. Like, we're not saying that Olave is not good. He's a solid player. But it's a different when you got that dog because he still got question marks as well. He got the contested catches.
He got to get strong.
Yeah, he got to overcome this concussion thing he's been dealing with because if he get 2 more, that'll be 4. What else? Yards after the catch. He never get yards after the catch. So I feel like losing Mike Thomas is we're gonna need to replace him, and a lot of people are just saying, oh, A.T. Perry, that's the next Mike Thomas. Bub Mean, that's the next Mike Thomas. There's so many people in the league that you could say, oh, he's 6'3" and 220 pounds, just like Mike Thomas. He's going to be Mike Thomas. No, it don't work like that.
Right.
You know, we was talking about that dog mentality. Mike Thomas is an intensifying player in practice.
Yeah.
Like, he got that will to win. So it's just like, I feel like we're going to need depth with the wide receiver position. I feel like we're missing that dog. Maybe they go ahead on and get Hunter Renfrow. At least he can help out with the red zone. But I feel like we definitely missing that dog piece. A.T. Perry, he gives me Robert Meacham, Traquan Smith, Marquez Callaway vibes. That's just me. He could prove me wrong, but that's just me. What's your take on the wide receiver position? Because if Chris Olave get hurt, we fuck.
I like A.T. Perry. I think A.T. Perry, whenever he was called on, he mostly – I mean, come on, bro. They were only calling on him once, twice. You know, towards the end of the season, they didn't throw it to him enough because he really started to get hot. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know when it started is when Jameis came in that Green Bay game, and Jameis did that when he was on one side of the field and then threw it to the other side of the field.
That was the Vikings game.
Okay, my bad. Yeah, and he threw it to A.T. Perry, and that's when I felt like I was like, all right. I was like, and then, dude, A.T. Perry would make like 1 or 2 catches, you know, every other game and it felt like Derek Carr was starting to like like some trust in this dude. So that's like a to be continued thing that I want to see with A.T. Perry. Just get him the ball more, you know, and then you'll find out real quick what you got with A.T. Perry. Olave got to add strength, effort. We got to get some more effort. That goes back to that yards after the catch shit. Got to get some more effort from Shaheed, a dog. That's my favorite. You want to talk about who the Saints' most impactful receiver is? To me, it's Shaheed. Because Shaheed will go get it, bro. Shaheed will put it. He'll give you all them things we just talked about with Olave. He going to give you all that. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, Shaheed, I'm expecting big things out of Shaheed. Is Shaheed in contract year?
Nah, this is his third year. Yeah.
All right, so he's got 1 more year.
Well, he was an undrafted player, so I'm not sure how many.
I know he's gonna be. You're gonna have to.
I mean, he's gonna get paid. We're gonna keep him because he's just he's too valuable. Like, he could play special teams, like you just said. He'll go get it, and he could do yards after the catch. Like, to me, he's right there with Chris Olave. But the thing that really separates them both, I just think Chris Olave is a much better route runner. Like, his silky smooth. So other than that, both these guys are good, talented wide receivers, but I still feel like we need that dog. And I don't know if A.T. Perry could be that dog. Maybe he could prove me wrong. He's
gonna have to be, because I'm gonna tell you, bro, one receiver goes down.
And that's another thing. It ain't just that dog. We need more depth because we got too many question marks. Like, that's why I feel like we should bring in Hunter Renfrow, because I think he can help with the red zone. I really think he can help because Derek Carr got that chemistry with him. But if we do bring in a Hunter Renfrow, that's going to give guys like A.T. Perry and Bub Means less snaps. So.
Yeah, well, hey, bro, here's the deal, bro. Like I said, if one receiver goes down, you in receiver poverty. So what means more? Who's going to get some more snaps, or do you want to win? Do you want to stay consistent? What this team could not do last year. They could not establish an identity. That's another thing I'm waiting to see this year. Bro, I need to see an identity within the first 6 games. Show me that you know who you are, because the Saints could not give you an identity last year. They couldn't. Even towards the end of the year when Derek Carr played better and stuff like that, there was still some head scratching shit going on. So show me an identity.
I really don't know what the identity going to be. I don't know if we're going to be more passing. They say we're going to be running the ball a lot, but I'm not sure about that, because you still going to need that offensive line to handle their business to be running that ball like that. Like, are they going to be handling their business? That remains to be seen. Especially, you're going to have to run in the insides. Yeah. So I don't know. You know, the only guy I'm confident about in the inside is McCoy. You know, we don't know what we're going to get out of the left tackle. We don't even know who the starter going to be. Ruiz, he's been up and down, so we don't know. But I'm kind of confident in Eric McCoy going to do his thing. But if these guys on next to him, to the right and left of him, if they're not playing up the part, he's going to have to, you know, be helping them now.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to have to do extra chip blocks and all this and all that. So we're going to have to see, man. But if if the identity be anything, we're hoping that it could be Alvin Kamara, Kendre Miller, and get Jamal Williams on track. Because if that happened, then it takes the ball out of Derek Carr's hands more, and it makes life easier for him.
Yeah.
But even when we do that, we're going to have these receivers blocking. Olave is going to have to block. Rashid Shaheed is going to have to block. Remember what I said? We need a dog. Dogs like that going to be able to block.
Yep. That's true. And those two guys, bro, that's not necessarily their expertise. That's for sure.
Yeah. Let's get to the tight end room. A lot of people are putting a lot of stock in Holker. I don't agree with putting so much stock in an undrafted guy so early. The same way we did it with Lucas Kroll.
I'm about to say Lucas Kroll, boy. We should have never let him go.
I'm from the show me state. Like you gotta show me, So we got Holker getting a lot of love. He's actually running with the ones right now in OTAs. How do you feel about this tight end room with him running with the ones, but Juwan Johnson, I'm guessing, is not running with the ones, and a guy
which is crazy because if anybody had a connection with Derek Carr last year, it was Juwan Johnson.
I think Juwan Johnson played underwhelming. I just think he had that one good Bucs game.
Well, no, I'm talking about at the end of the year. I mean, Derek Carr was getting it to Juwan Johnson. Like, he was. I mean, but Derek Carr historically loved getting it to a tight end. So that's why, going back to the draft, I knew it was never going to happen. But I was like, if Brock Bowers did fall to you, that's Derek Carr's. That's like giving Derek Carr a Christmas gift because he loved a tight end. Historically, love a tight end. And it gives him no excuse, right? You could just throw it to the tight end. But we'll see. I mean, that's kind of crazy to hear that Juwan Johnson's running with the twos just because I thought towards the end of the year, Juwan Johnson played pretty good. Foster Moreau is the one that I just don't even know what you're doing.
I don't know, man. Juwan, I think he left a lot on off the plate last year. Like, it was a lot of times where I just feel like, man, I don't think he's putting 100% effort in running his routes. He out there dragging his feet. Like, I don't know if it was the injuries. I don't know if it was the injury. I don't know if it was just the, starting off with the bad start with Derek Carr and everybody just not liking Derek Carr. Like, I don't know because I really feel like a lot of people in that locker room didn't like Derek Carr. I don't care.
Oh, that's facts. That's
I don't
facts.
care. They're going to get on camera and say the politically correct thing. They're going to get on camera and say, yeah, man, OTAs, everybody's fired up, everybody looking good. Oh, yeah, we believe in Dennis Allen and all this and all that. Of course, they're going to carry themselves with professionalism and say the politically correct thing. I hate Dennis Allen, but I'm not going to get on camera and say, yeah, man, I don't think Dennis Allen could lead us to a Super Bowl. I'm not going to say that, but I don't care what they say. I think that a lot of people in that locker room just wasn't feeling a Derek Carr. I don't think Olave was feeling him. I don't think Michael Thomas was feeling him, and I don't think Juwan Johnson and some guys on the O-line was feeling him. I think he had riffs with a lot of guys, but even if you got a riff with these guys, you still got to go out there and run your route to the best of your ability. Like, I didn't like how Derek Carr called out Chris Olave, but Chris Olave still has to run that route to his foot. It's like it's bad on both guys, but if you're going to call that out, don't do it on camera. Do it in the locker room after the game or during halftime if you're going to be the leader and the veteran as Derek Carr. But Juwan Johnson, I think he wouldn't – I just think he wouldn't give it 100%, to me. Now, that's just what I seen.
He missed – well, how many games Juwan Johnson missed? Probably like what, 5 or 6, 7 games?
Juwan missed at least about a good 6, 7 maybe. But yeah. we didn't really start having – impactful injuries until week 10. Like, Derek Carr got hurt the Green Bay game, but once again, you had Jameis Winston right there. Like, that's literally with a backup foot. But we didn't start having like key injuries till like week 10 because that's when Marshawn went down. That's when Mike Thomas went down. But other than that, we still fielded a team that's capable of winning these games, especially with that schedule we had. Yeah, Juwan was out, but we still had Foster Moreau, who had the chemistry with Derek Carr. Derek Carr was the guy who wanted him. So, like, come on, man. Come on, man.
We lost a game because Foster Moreau didn't catch. Remember that? It was that ball towards the back of the end zone.
That was either the Texans game or the Jaguars game.
Jaguars game.
Yeah, it was the Jaguars game. Yeah.
That was Monday night. I remember that.
And we could all like they say, we could all say we lost a game off of one play, but it was so much happening that should never happen in the first place. Like, Trevor Lawrence was just marching up the field in the first half on one leg on us because all through week they were saying Trevor Lawrence probably
may or may not. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was another thing we got lucky. We got lucky and played a Trevor Lawrence on one leg. And this dude would just march up the field on us.
Yep.
Dennis Allen don't just correct his defense till after the second half.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing. Adjustments.
Yeah.
Dude, we made no adjustments. Like, you know how, in any sport, bro, whether it's football, basketball, second half, you have made adjustments. You know what I'm saying? I felt that we didn't do that great last year.
Yeah, too little, too late.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then it'll skew the stats with the empty calorie yards and stuff coming with the comeback from Derek Carr, just like the Lions game and just like the Rams game. I ain't putting stock in none of that. I'm not putting stock in none of that shit.
No.
But yeah, man, Dennis Allen, bro. A lot of people are just saying, "Oh, Dennis Allen just got to worry about the defense, and Klint Kubiak just worry about the offense." It's football don't work like that. When you're the head coach, you oversee everything. You are the final decision maker on everything that's critical to the team. It ain't just about what Dennis Allen doing with the defense game day. It's about throughout the week, the details, how to manage players dealing with whatever they got going on personal wise, and making sure he's good for practices. What cleats they're wearing, just a whole lot of stuff. If you see the offense is not taking accountability when they mess up in practice, when what they was doing with Pete Carmichael, you correct that. You tell Pete Carmichael he need to get this right. We shouldn't be doing focus more on the red zone at the end of the season. We should be getting Jimmy Graham more involved in the red zone way earlier than he should have. Getting Texas route involved with Alvin Kamara way more and giving him option routes, like putting him in a slot. Like Dennis Allen is the head coach, and I think people are underestimating what a head coach needs to be accounted for. Like it ain't just he just worried about the defense on game day. It's a whole lot more into that. Just that's like saying, the manager for Walmart just worried about the produce section, and the assistant manager just worried about electronics, and the store gonna be fine. No.
Well, I mean, this is really simple to me, right? You the head coach. You're not the defensive coordinator.
Yes. If you want to just worry about the defense, it's a position for that. Defensive coordinator, like you said.
Right. Because you at head coach, you are the creator of energy. You are the creator of a lot. And if you don't want to deal with that and you just want to focus on it, and I'm not saying that this is what Dennis Allen doing. We're just talking about this in particular. If you only want to focus on defense, then who gonna be the head coach?
Exactly. A lot of people are feeling like, Dennis Allen could just worry about defense. Klint Kubiak, they're gonna listen to him. A lot of players gonna gravitate him. He's basically gonna be the head coach. If that happened, then if the organization can clearly see that and that happened, Klint Kubiak definitely gonna be the next head coach.
Facts. And then also, if that happens to where Kubiak's worried about the offense, like he should be, and Dennis Allen is focused on defense, it leaves a void of where's my head coach?
Yeah. We did it with two different coordinators. Remember we had two different coordinators with Ryan Nielsen and Chris Rashad?
Yep.
You got to be one voice. It got to be one voice you got to listen to. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a whole lot, Devin, bro. It's just a whole lot.
I mean, look at the Chiefs. Look at the Chiefs. Andy Reid, not only is he handling, the offense and whatnot, but he's also being a head coach, dude.
Yes.
Like, he's making all those decisions and stuff. And guess what? Steve Spagnuolo, by the way, the worst defensive coordinator in Saints history, probably, got a new life, got a new defense, and he's doing his business. So it's a perfect balance. You got a guy that's handling the offense, but you also got Andy Reid, who knows how to be a head coach. He knows what he's got to do to be a head coach. That's what we need out of Dennis Allen this year.
Yeah, and I think Steve Spagnuolo, I think it was him and I think Rex Ryan, maybe within 3 years, maybe 2 years of Steve Spagnuolo. Then we got Rex Ryan that third year.
You remember Spagnuolo was who was coaching the defense when we signed Jairus Byrd.
Yeah, man. Like I said, man, I really feel like Dennis Allen, a lot of people told him as a defensive guru. I feel like if you're a defensive guru, you ain't gonna have problems stopping a mobile quarterback. You ain't gonna have problems stopping a run. Right. Like you're good on the secondary, and the reason you're good on the secondary because we have good players. Steve Spagnuolo, he went to the Kansas City Chiefs, and he's looking way better. But That's because they got Patrick Mahomes on the other side and Andy Reid as the head coach, and they're making teams one dimensional. They're making them have to pass the ball, and that's playing right into their strengths. And on top of that, they got good players. They had Snead. They just lost him though. Chris Jones. They had some good players, and I think not just Dennis Allen, but Sean Payton benefited when we got some good players. In 2017 draft. Like right. Alvin Kamara and Marshawn was rookie of the year on offense and defense. I think that Alvin Kamara extended Sean Payton and Drew Brees' time here, and Ryan Ramczyk.
Yep.
We got Marshawn Lattimore. He held down the whole side of the field by himself. We got a ball hawk back there in Marcus Williams. We got a leader on the defense in DeMario Davis like the year before. We had a Cam Jordan in his prime at that time. Like it was just a whole lot of talent to me. So to me, Dennis Allen still got to prove that he's this defensive guru like everybody says he is, because we still not getting to the quarterback. That remains to be seen. We still got to show that we can stop the run. And we play Atlanta 2 times, and Bijan Robinson is a grown man. And
we're gonna be way better this year.
Oh yeah, we still got to show. We still got to show that we could, like I said, rush the passer, stop the mobile quarterback, and stop the running back. So we still got a lot. But last question about the Saints before I let you get up out of here, Devin. WWL, a lot of people been talking about what Bobby Abel had said about Marshawn Lattimore, about him, not giving it his all, kind of like insinuated to him smoking weed, stuff like that. Like, what do you make about the comments? A lot of Saints YouTubers I've been looking at has been just not happy with it. The personality and the type of demeanor and vibe that Marshawn gives off, it's almost the same as Brandon Ingram. Yeah,
they almost like the same people. They're not going to talk a lot. You cannot question if they are great players, because they are. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've proven it over and over again. But there's always that thing in the back of your head. You're like, damn, bro, did he give it his all that time? You know what I'm saying? Like, did he give it his all that time? Like, does he, like, you'll say things to yourself like, does he care? You know what I'm saying? Like, did he eat breakfast this morning? What's his energy like? Like shit like that is, and I think that's what he's talking about. Smoking weed, bro. Everybody smoke weed, bro. We got to get over that. I'm sorry. Eventually, we just got to stop bringing that up as far as athletics, because I done seen so many dudes that smoke weed be great players. So we got to get over that. But I don't think he's wrong from the standpoint of, like Bobby, I don't think he's wrong from the standpoint of just kind of wanting to know, hey, bro, like, we good, huh? Are we good?
Well, I think that it's the OTAs and it's not mandatory. So, it's voluntary OTAs. Like I say, he brought that up. DeMario Davis brought that up.
Yeah, he did.
And a lot has to do with the demeanor, like, just that nonchalant, cool lady.
Yeah.
But not everybody show leadership in the same capacity as a DeMario Davis. Not everybody is outspoken as a Cam Jordan. Even Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas, they didn't show a lot of vocal leadership traits, until recently, because they finally had to start saying stuff because we were just doing poor under Dennis Allen, and it was like the players, they got to start, saying stuff in these interviews and stuff like that. But even to Taysom Hill, he's not as vocal, but sometimes some guys show leadership by way of doing, and I just think that Marshawn Lattimore, he's that type of guy. But what Bobby Abel said, I didn't listen to the whole thing fully. I heard clips of other YouTubers saying what he was saying. Like you say, I don't think he needed to bring up the weed thing.
Who cares?
Like who cares about that? And on top of that, you can't just say stuff without no foolproof.
Yeah, evidence. Like were you next to him when he hit the bong?
Yeah. And it's unfortunate because I know T-Bob, he's going to be getting questions of stuff about that, and it's like, and I like T-Bob and him showing everything he got going on, and, but hopefully we could get through this season and, everybody just get on the same page. Like, I just miss the times where everybody liked the head coach and everybody liked the quarterback, and all of Who That Nation was all at one. But right now, it's just so much of a rift. We got the optimistic, glass half full fans, and then we got the perceived negative fans who's, glass half empty. I would like to think that people perceive me as a negative fan, but I'm just voicing my opinion like everybody else. Like, just because you disagree with my opinion don't mean I'm any less of a fan. You know, like I said, I was in Matt Moscona comments saying, "Oh, you shouldn't think like this because Derek Carr. Look at what happened with Matt Stafford. Like, it's just that man's opinion, and the head coach quarterback combo is very important."
Yeah, and look, dude, that's some internet shit, by the way. To people trying to gatekeep because they optimistic, and some people, bro, look, this is nothing new. Okay, I was in the dome in the 90s when a drunk Kerry Collins got behind center. I was in the dome in the 90s when Danny Werfel was behind center. Billy Joe Tyler, all the Billy Joes and all that shit, right? I done seen Jake Delhomme. I done seen Aaron Brooks, Jeff Blake. You know, you name it, bro. Todd Bowman. You can't always be giddy. Like, go Saints. That's not football. That's not how fans are. So just because you can type and be like, hey, I'm optimistic, and you are not optimistic, and that's great, bro. Have a day. But that's not how football works. That's not how sports work. Fans are always going to be feeling some type of way, and usually it's the fans that care about the team the most that feel that type of way. Nothing typed on the internet's ever going to change that. If Derek Carr starts doing good, I'll be the first to say, motherfucker, welcome back. Welcome back. Can't wait to say it. Can't wait to get back in the car. Because right now, I wouldn't get in that car. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to stay on the side of the road, and if I absolutely need a ride, I'll get in that. But it's not – this is sports, man. This is how fans are.
You was like Trey off of Boys in the Hood. They do.
Yeah. I watched that yesterday.
Yeah. But yeah, man, when it comes to the season, man, I'm gonna just look and watch. You know, if they start winning, I'm gonna know I'm not gonna get what I want, and so be it. Just let them go ahead on and start winning. And if they start losing, I'm gonna just be rooting for. Okay, well, just go ahead on and just let's go ahead on and get this thing moving. Like who we looking at? We gonna put Klint Kubiak up in there. We're gonna put Dan Rizzi up in there as the interim head coach. Even though I don't think that's gonna happen. Like I don't think the Saints are the type of organization that's gonna fire a coach, you know, in the middle of the season. Like if we start off like a 2-4, I don't think Dennis Allen is going anywhere. Like I just think that they're the type of organization they're going to give him his full length season, and then they're going to make a decision at the end of the season. But you know, we're going to have to see what happens, man. We're going to see how this play out. I can tell you one thing: this schedule is going to be much harder than last year, especially if we play the actual starters. Baker Mayfield was the only full season starter that we won against last year. Every win was either against a rookie or a backup quarterback, and that's facts. That's facts. Yep. So we got a lot on our plate to see what's going to happen and see how things unfold. One more question I got before I get to this Pelicans question, and I'll let you go. Who wins that game Thursday night with Sean Payton versus Dennis Allen?
I mean, on paper, we should win because, first of all, if Bo Nix is starting, one thing I will give the Saints credit for, a young quarterback like that, I think the Saints will do well against. I think the Saints have done well against those type quarterbacks. Now, Bo Nix, he's a little more mobile than what I'm maybe saying here. But still in all, you know, when I'm thinking about like Cam Jordan going up against Bo Nix, you know, I'm thinking he going to eat. So I on paper, we should win. But you're going to know after the first few games who probably gonna win that game. You know what I'm saying? I think the biggest game of the season of Derek Carr's Saints career is game 1 against Carolina. And it's not because I'm saying, hey, I don't know if we're gonna beat Carolina. No, that's not what I'm saying. Derek Carr need to go out there and show his ass that first game. Show his ass. I remember the Titans game last year. It was all right. Remember, the biggest play was to Shaheed. When Derek said, hey, let's throw a go to Shaheed. And that was really kind of our biggest play that game. It was all right. We squeaked out a win. We felt good, et cetera, et cetera. Let's get another win, but let's dominate. Derek Carr, show your ass.
I mean, it's going to be a tough game. It's a division game. New scheme we got to learn, so we're going to have to gel in that. Offensive line is shuffled all around right now. But you know, one thing I will say, the Panthers have lost 2 key players. You know, they lost Brian Burns and they lost Louvu. So those guys were giving us trouble. Other than that, it's definitely a winnable game. I got them winning that game. I don't think we're going to blow them out the water, but I do got us winning that game. But they will want to win that game because we got like Murderers Row right afterwards. So we
Correct.
got the Cowboys, we got the Eagles. Like we have a lot of tough games right after that game. So you damn well should want to win that game, being that it's probably going to be your easiest game you probably have in weeks as far as competition. And on top of that, it is a division game right off the bat. So, you know, you want to get off on the good foot.
And you want to make the fans feel good, man. Come on. Let's do it, bro. Let's come on, man. 28-14. Something.
Yeah, that'll be a decent score right there, 28-14. When you knocking on 30 or over 30 points, that's always a fun time for the fan base, man. But let me go ahead on and ask you one question before I let you go about the Pelicans. A lot of people are coming up with all these trade scenarios. A lot of people want Trae Young. A lot of people want a Garland from the Cavaliers, maybe even a Donovan Mitchell from the Cavaliers. Some guys want some guys from the Pistons. Who do you see coming to New Orleans, and what would you like to see happen?
I don't want anybody from the Pistons. To be honest with you, a few weeks ago, Donovan Mitchell was brought up, and I said, yeah, no, I'm good on that. Dude, I don't know what happened, but over the last few weeks, every day I've just felt better and better about it to where I've now switched my stance on it. Like, dude, give me Donovan Mitchell, bro. Give me Trae Young. I don't want DeJounte Murray. That is not elevating your team the way that we need to. You follow what I'm saying? Trae Young, that dude, you ever seen that dude in the playoffs? He performs. He hits shots. You know what I'm saying? They talking all about him when he's in the playoffs. He's hitting big shots. That's the type of dude we need. Donovan Mitchell. We already know. I ain't got to tell you about Donovan Mitchell. This dude done scored 70-something points in a game. You know, this guy can score. You need somebody that can, consistently perform. Because if there's one knock on Brandon Ingram, which there's a few, but I would say that you're not getting it consistently, right? Look what happened in the playoffs with Brandon Ingram. CJ McCollum, I like these guys. They're great dudes. Great dudes don't always bring you where you need to go. I literally love Brandon Ingram, bro. I would chill with him. I'd smoke weed with him, you know, all of that. But that don't, you see what I'm saying? So you got to get somebody that's going to come in and that's ready, bro. We get to the playoffs, this dude's shooting the ball, like, period, bro. And they dropping. That's what you need, bro, because you seeing it right now, man. When it gets to the playoffs, bro, dudes get hot. I mean, look at Dallas right now. You know what I'm saying? They got dudes on Dallas that
I never would have thought these dudes would be in the finals. Because everybody was saying, oh, they got Kyrie, but they gave up all their depth and they're not gonna have any defense.
Think about the narrative when they got Kyrie, bro. Everybody was hating on it. And bro, Kyrie is a dog. He always will be until the day that he leaves the NBA. He's just always been different, generational, if you will. So we need to get a guy that's not scared, bro. That's not nervous about the situation, that doesn't question their role. You know,
so you definitely want a point guard.
You want a point guard. You have to. You have to get that.
Would you be interested in Chris Paul?
No, because of the shooting. I want to kill him when it comes to shooting, bro. And Trae Young is that. Donovan Mitchell is that. Now I know you're talking big money there. If you threw out a few other names, I'd tell you if that would work, right? But like those two guys right there, bro, like that would really change your team, man. That's the change we're looking for.
So if we get Trae Young or Donovan Mitchell, what you think we would have to be willing to give up?
I mean, so I don't know how it would work with Ingram because you got to pay him. So do you pay him first and then trade him? I think that's how you would
sign and trade. I'm not sure about it either, but I'm just saying, like, of course we'd probably be willing to give up CJ, but I'm pretty sure that those teams will want Brandon Ingram.
Yeah.
So will it just be a straight up trade with Brandon Ingram, or you think we'll have to give up another guy like a role player? Or
yeah, you probably have to give a player and maybe a pick. You know what's crazy? We had all them picks for all them years, and now we finally getting towards the end to where I don't know how many more picks we got. You know what I'm saying? So the time is now to make the move, bro. The time is now. And guess what? Zion played way good enough and gave you enough games last year. I know it was unfortunate at the end, but he gave you enough to be like, all right, we cool with still building around this dude. It's just the truth, bro. Like,
I think what happened was I just think Willie Green was kind of underwhelming as coaching. We got the assistant coach. He's getting offers from the Lakers right now. And another thing what happened, C.J. McCollum, he was supposed to be the third option, but Zion or Brandon Ingram always either out the lineup, and that bumped him up to the second option and sometimes the first option. And he's not good as a first option. Sometimes not good as a second option because he's willing to take that last shot. He has the heart to take the last shot, but he don't finish. He doesn't make it. And we need a guy who's going to make it. He has that killer mode, but he's sporadic sometimes, and he just take bad shots sometimes. We need a guy that's going to have them shots fall, and a guy that you could depend on. And Donovan Mitchell, a lot of people have been saying, man, he's been the glue in that Cavaliers organization, like the best glue since LeBron. Like he's been saying he's been doing damn near even more than LeBron. So yeah, man, he's a guy that can come in and change the organization, just like Kyrie did. And sometimes good offense will beat good defense, man. Sometimes that's just what it is. And
True.
Shots falling is just your night. And a lot of times those guys' shots been falling. So that's what it is, man. Who do you think wins a ship first? The next ship? The Pelicans or the Saints?
Man, it's so hard to win a Super Bowl. Yeah, but it's also so, oh man. Brother, I'm 31 years old, I'll be 32 in June. And I'm gonna tell you, dude, like if we just talked about the next 30 years, I just don't know, man. I guess I'm just thinking about, hey, whatever the foundations we have now.
I think the Pelicans got it. Because I think LeBron and Durant and Curry, all of them about to go.
New era.
Now it's about to be Shai, it's about to be Morant, it's about to be Zion, Luka. It's about to be all these guys.
Yeah.
I think Zion could win with somebody. You just got to pair him with somebody.
I just hope it's with the Pelicans, dude.
Oh, yeah. He ain't going nowhere. Like, he's going to remain here for a while. I think I wouldn't trade him, but, a lot of people are Team Zion. Some people are Team Ingram. Like, we think Saints Twitter is something. Boy, Pelicans Twitter is kind of toxic, too. Them people be going crazy in them comments on Pelicans Twitter, boy, because when Zion have a bad game, if the Brandon Ingram people are going to be on his ass, and it's vice versa with the Zion people when Brent Ingram has a bad game. So it's just crazy, bro.
I'd probably say the Pelicans too, just because it's so hard to win a Super Bowl, dude. Yeah, it's so hard.
But shoot, I got you.
Look at the Mavericks. Like nobody thought that they were gonna really be this far, and it reminds me of when Dirk beat LeBron, which, by the way, one of my favorite, most memorable finals maybe ever, because nobody expected Dallas to beat that Heat team.
Them people were deep. They had a deep team.
Dude. That was the best finals performance that I can really recall. Dirk was just so unconscious, dude. It was nuts. Jason Terry, it was nuts, man. It was nuts.
The Celtics, they had a cakewalk, so it's really going to be interesting to see who they face out of Dallas and who they face out of the Timberwolves. I think Dallas going to win it, but it's going to be interesting to see. And we got Brown, and we got Tatum, and then we got Luka, and we got Kyrie. So it's really going to be like very interesting to see how those 2-on-2s go.
And keep in mind, Drew Holiday, who is definitely going to be on Luka.
Yeah, I like Drew, man. But would you put him on Luka or would you put him on Kyrie?
I'm putting him on Luka, dude.
Yeah, you probably got to put him on Luka.
Come on. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
Drew Holiday's defense undeniable.
Shoot, Kyrie gonna eat then.
Hey, I'd rather Kyrie eat than Luka, but this dude Luka crazy, bro. You saw that shot he made when he at the end of last game when he got fouled on the 3-point line. That bitch fell in. I'm like, dude, this guy is crazy.
But sometimes good offense beat good defense. So would you rather, if Luka gonna get him regardless, at least you could have Giroux stopping Kyrie.
My thing about Kyrie is I love Kyrie to death. He's one of my favorite players in the league. And like this last game, I think he shot 5 for 16 or something. It wasn't great. I'm cool with, like, if I'm them, I'm like, bro, I gotta put Drew on Luka for the most part because Luka's so consistent, dude. triple-double like effortlessly.
Right.
Effortlessly.
One thing I like about Kyrie is just his handling, dog. His handling is
yeah.
straight poetry. You ever seen them clips where they got him and it's in slow motion and they got like poetry in the background, like a song? It's just like, man, that's just so crazy. But
nobody's like him. Nobody's like Kyrie. Nobody.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing Anthony Edwards, or I wouldn't mind seeing Kyrie get a ring this year. That's why I wouldn't mind. But the Celtics, they have Giroux, so I like Giroux. Like, I feel like he's one of those guys like that'll just always be beloved by the city, like Josh Hart and Jameis Winston. So, you know, I wouldn't mind seeing any one of these guys get the ring. But you on vacation, Devin, bro. We've been on for like an hour, 15 minutes. I'm gonna let you get ready to get up out of here, man. Just go ahead on and tell the people where they can find you at. Tell the people what you got going, and you know, let the people know.
Yeah, you can find me on any apps. So whether YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever you're into, I'm on it. Just look up Hold the Mayo, and I'm gonna pop up. I do a show where I got people that call in. I do that on Sundays. Ready for the season to start with that. That's gonna be electric. And then I do a podcast, Respect Your Body podcast, where I bring on, you know, like notable guests, usually from like Louisiana or tied to Louisiana. So that's what I got going on. Of course, I got RB and All Day too, 211 Mondays in a row that I've been doing that. So just sticking with what works, man. And I always enjoy this, so I appreciate it.
All right, man. Well, I'm gonna let you get up out of here, man. You just plugged into all your little things that you got going on, man. And as always, man, in the words of the Saints legend Dennis Allen, keep doing what you're doing, man.
Keep chopping wood, baby.
Chopping that wood, man. Cleaning up things.
All right, my dude. Take care of yourself.
All right, who that?
Who that?